Soul Snacks. Let's nurture and deepen the prosperity of our souls together.
Hello and welcome to Soul Snacks. This episode is going to be amazing. So I have with me a serial entrepreneur, someone who is resilient, one of the most resilient people I know. And this person, you know what, I don't want to talk too much. She's none other than my one and only blood sister, the wonderful Shola Adeomi. Woo! Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us on Soul Snacks and Courtesy Vintage by Naomi. We have these amazing snacks and this wonderful setup with the peppermint tea. Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. You're doing such wonderful work, and I'm only just honored that you thought of me to be on your show. So,
of course. Who else would be the first businesswoman that I would feature on this show? I mean, I'm so proud of you. You know what? Let's just get into it. We want to get to know her. I mean, she's a serial entrepreneur, like I said, diver. Like, should we start listing them? You know, she's someone who has entrepreneurship at her core, and we have personal conversations where I'm asking her like, wow. I mean, you are dogged, as in, because business is very challenging, as most entrepreneurs know, you know, and especially out in Africa, in Nigeria, in the country where we're shooting this from as well. You know, it's extreme, I mean, challenging on steroids, okay? So if you're still running, yeah, I mean, you're like, how many decades in business now?
Well, so you're saying that it makes like I'm really old. But we have definitely gone way beyond the first decade, and we are moving close to the second decade. So
yeah.
And to be honest, I think 2 decades. Yes.
Exactly.
We shouldn't try to hide that. What I have accomplished because of my age. So yes.
Yeah, you've accomplished
definitely
so
almost
much.
2 decades. Yes.
Yeah, and you know, she's also someone that is extremely street smart. Like, you'll see her, you might think, oh, okay, this girl, she looks like she's too posh, you know, which she is on some levels, but don't try how. She's very street smart. She has really great business sense.
Wow.
You know, I mean, Shola, honestly, like, if I were to ask you, what are the top 3 things that you'll say shaped you in becoming who you are intrinsically from the inside out? What are the top 3 things that have shaped you into becoming the woman that you are today? What will those 3 things be? Talk to us about them, describe them. Please take us away.
Yay, I can't wait. Thank you anyway, again, like I said earlier, for that wonderful introduction.
You're so welcome.
And I'll just get right into it. So if I have to say the top 3 things, I'll say number 1 actually would be, I have to think back to my childhood, because you know, you asked me what shaped me, you know, so I just, you know, that question, and I can't answer it without first, you know, thinking back into my childhood and saying, just, you know, the first one would be the act of responsibility, like to take responsibility, the act of being responsible. I remember way back in the days when I was just I don't even think I was a teenager then, to be honest. My younger brother, your elder brother, I remember, I think I was given the responsibility to walk him to school and back. Yes. School was close to us. We're living in Ikeja at that time. You were very young, so you wouldn't, you know, remember. But it was close to us at that time. Not every day, but some days. He and I would walk to school and walk back.
Wow.
Moving on, how would I say, house chores, responsibility. Like I would, you know, every weekend we would wash the clothes, will wash the toilets. I swept every morning. You know, we had designated chores. You know, washing the plates. It's my turn. But as a woman, actually, I had more to do than brothers. So that being said, I would say like I left home pretty early, which you knew. I went to the States to study, and it was new for me because I was a teenager and I was with, you know, in a different world, I would say, but I had to take responsibility.
That was huge, just to say, because we were trained
not to have gone to do
any boarding school.
Any boarding school.
We never went to boarding school. We never went for sleepovers anywhere.
Sleepovers anywhere, yeah. So leaving home
so now
and
just
completely not even, you know, being able to be in my comfort zone. Thank God, of course, the family I was with were awesome. But again, the country and the whole, you know, atmosphere was totally different from what I've known, been used to. So I took responsibility. I was able to, you know, just on my own, no mommy, no daddy. I can't call them immediately to tell them or get back home to say this is what happened.
And there was no WhatsApp back then, by the way.
Definitely not. I had to, you know, buy phone cards. So it's not even like cell phones or anything like that. So, you know, I came back, all the way coming back home. I, you know, started my first business, Touch of Glamour. I've always been in the beauty wellness industry for a very long time. So I started that first business, but I was not even 21 yet when I started it. And it was also that responsibility, all those things that have shaped me to know that you prioritize, you put these things first that really matter. And with that business, from having about 20 something staff members to making sure that I paid them every month, putting my own needs aside to make sure that these people that have their own family, they're working for me.
You were responsible for them.
So I would say act of being responsible, actually, So going, like I said, going back into childhood and teenage years and early adolescence and stuff like that, all those actually made me a responsible human being, a responsible woman, you know. So that is number one, I would say. It really shaped me. So I'll say I have my parents to thank for that. And of course God for helping me out where I was alone and then being able to take certain decisions. The second one I would say is, to be honest, I would say an active conscience. So I have an active conscience. That is something that I don't know. I find that a lot of people don't have, and some people have it. But my conscience is quite active. You know, it's that thing that will keep on. Shala, what are you doing? Shala, this thing is wrong. Shala, you know, it's better to be like this. You know, to do good. This is the good. This is the bad. This is, you know, whatever makes you sleep at night, as they say. I don't know how some people sleep at night, but I really want to sleep lovely, nice, peacefully. So I will make sure that my conscience is right with what it is that I do, even right from childhood. Yes, with whatever it is I decide or do or choose to. You know, from little things as being nice to somebody, or little things as giving somebody money, or just saying no or yes, or wearing this or not wearing that, or going to this place or not going to that place, you know, whatever it is. But my conscience is quite active. I try to be fair as much as possible, and especially because I have a job in which I deal with a lot of people. So I'm a people business from my staff to the clients that come in, you know, right from when I was young, that I started off Touch of Glamour. I need to be fair. So even if I am a businesswoman, I still want to be able to sleep at night. So I wouldn't take your money and not give you the service that you want, or I wouldn't take your money and you're not satisfied with the service and I see that it's fair, your argument, then I will make it, you know, stuff like that. So I would say that, or I'm fighting with my brother, or I'm fighting with my friend, or even if I have an authority over somebody, or I have the, you know, ability to actually be on top of somebody, I still will try to be fair. So my conscience is very active. It will prick me. It will tell me I'm laying in my bed at night. It's like, you know what you did was not good. You know how you did this was not good. So that actually made me, and still makes me, a better person, to actually be a good person and a better person, and continuously thriving and striving to be, you know, the best that I can be, and you know, pretty much that. And I would say the last one would be faith. Yeah, I have good faith. I am not where I need to be in my Christianity life, or whatever it is, or spiritual life, but I would say that my faith is actually really, really good. So I believe that God will not give me what he doesn't think that I can handle. I feel that because of how I have grown from childhood, you know, going away, having to struggle different decisions and make different decisions and deal with different, you know, cultures and stuff like that. I feel that he's seen me through all those years and continuously into making my business decisions, making them a reality because they've been dreams, and then he will make them a reality. He will help me, you know, like you were talking about me being street smart and stuff like that. I went to a vocational school, but it's not something that you really learn if it's not something that was given to you. So I feel that, you know, God somehow gave me this entrepreneur gift somewhere or the other. So I have faith that whatever it is that I plan to do, or in fact, he planted the idea because he's telling me, my daughter, you can do this, go this way. How is it going to happen? Oh my God, how am I going to? Somehow it could take 6 months, a year, 2 months, whatever. But that faith is there that, yes, if I, you know what, it will happen. And it does always happen. So I would say those 3 things are big in shaping the woman that I am, the person that I am.
Wow, wonderful.
Yes,
Thank you so much. Beautiful. I'm sure there's so many other things you could have mentioned, but those 3 are so powerful. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. Powerful, powerful. Now, Shola, if I were to hold a microscope to your soul, to your inside, what will I find in there? What will I find in there that makes you keep springing back to birth new dreams, to birth new visions, to birth new goals? Especially when you faced different, diverse challenges, particularly in business.
Yeah.
What will I find in there that keeps making you, in your inside, what is that thing? How would you describe it?
I feel like we need to give you a microscope because, you know,
yeah, let's pretend.
Talking, let's find it. Oh, yeah.
If only I could look inside.
Oh, yeah, let's go. But yes, you know what? That is a very good question. And thinking about it, I think the first thing I would say is, because like you have said, and you know, I've also mentioned, I have been in this business, being an entrepreneur for almost 20 years. And I would say the first thing is persistence. So I am very, very, very persistent. So I am. I just keep going. I just keep going. But it cannot be done. What do you guys mean it cannot be done? Okay, what if we do it this way or that way? Must it be done the way it has been done before? We can do it in a different way.
True.
You know, so I am very persistent.
That's true. That's true.
Keep on keeping on.
Don't take no for an answer.
No, I don't. We will
I'm
find
a weakness.
a way.
Yeah.
We will find a way. We have to. I am persistent. I've always been that way, and I feel that is a #1 thing you will find in my soul with this microscope that you're talking about. That this woman is so strong-willed. You know, I have the willpower of all the strong horses put together, or all the strong animals, as they say, willpower of a rhino, but I think it's more of a rhino, more than a rhino. I think it's more of all these really strong animals put together, but I have that willpower, so I'm very persistent. That would be #1.
Wow, amazing.
#2, I would say, I think it's the gift of creativity. So again, you know, this is where I feel, my God, thank you, Jesus, thank you, God. I am a creative. I you know, think of myself as a creative, and we creatives, we just keep springing up. We just keep coming up with things. You know, we always looking for something new, something great, something better, something they haven't done this way or that way before. We're trying to invent things, and so our brains and our minds are constantly working, and because of that, I don't get tired easily. I'm a deep thinker, so I'm always like, what if we do it this way? What if I introduce this? What if, you know, I see value here, so what if I create something that would actually, you know, generate not only just financially, but also let people benefit from it, you know, whatever. But I feel it's also the act of being a creative that also helps me keep springing back up, because then, you know, one idea goes off, it's like, okay, you know what, give you time, you're coming up, give you time, another one is coming up, another one is coming up. And I will say, this is also very important, a strong family presence. Like, so I have a strong family presence here. My father, my mother, my brothers, you know, relatives, uncles and aunties and stuff like that. Which, you know, I'm saying we now because of course this is family. We are there for each other. We are like, you know, we build a wall around each other and we show up for each other. And I have had that for so many years, and all throughout my businesses, my family has always been there for me. They have always been there for me. They always show up. If I'm down, it's okay. You know what? It's fine. We're here. You don't want to do it anymore, which of course I'll change my mind next day. Like, I thought of a different way. I was just down yesterday, but you know, we're here. What do you mean? You better get up. You know, whatever it is, however way, but they come through. You guys come through. They show up. So. For me, I would say strong family presence. I'm an introverted extrovert. As whatever that means to people, but self-explanatory, introverted extrovert. So sometimes I'm all bubbly in the life of the party, and sometimes I'm all, I don't want to be disturbed. I don't want people to. So it's quite interesting for you to understand my character or, you know, the way I am. But my family, they understand, and they've always been there through the thick and the thin, and the robust and the skinny and whatever it is. Yeah. So, and the fourth one is this one. I'm a risk taker. I am a risk taker. So I say to myself, a risk taker and a war leader.
War leader, please shed light, elaborate, expatiate.
Exactly. It's just a statement. That I use just to, but I'll explain it.
Please.
So basically, a risk taker, of course, we all know, big risk taker. I'm not so quick, but I don't mind to put all my money into something I believe in, into something I feel that will work, into something that I feel that, you know, there's a need for it in the society or something like that. You know, it might be tough, it might be difficult, but a lot of people are wondering why don't you just go the easy way route or something like that. But I'm a big risk taker, especially because I've done few businesses, and it's like, okay, we gave this a try and stuff like that. Why do you want to do another one again, or this type or this, you know, magnitude? But I'm a big risk taker, and it has taught me, you know, good lessons, but also bad lessons, but I would say that more of the good. So I would still consider myself as a, you know, big risk taker. And I say a war leader in the sense that, imagine going to the war front. That's how I think and take business really to be, especially in Nigeria. It is a war.
Absolutely,
okay?
absolutely.
It's a war. We're going to war.
It's not for the faint of heart.
Not at all. Not at all. So I feel I'm a war leader. I feel like I know how to lead my army. In this case, my team, my staff, you know, but I know how to lead them to the war front. I know how to get to the war front. I know how to prepare before we go to the war front. So as a war leader, we know the things that we need to do, have ready, prepare, and then for the business to, you know, come to life. And the business comes to life, and we are at war. So we get to war. I know how to fight to keep our own. I know how to motivate my team, my army, you know, to fight. That is my staff, the customer service, the strategies that we use are, you know, stuff like that. I know how to do that. And I feel that I also know how to live and fight another day. Because in war, I mean, somebody has to win, and sometimes nobody wins. You know what I mean? So for me, I feel that even at war, if I realize that in this business, if I realize that it's time for me to take a, you know, back seat, let's live to fight another day. How's that thing? When there's a will, there's a way.
There's a will, there's a way.
When there's hope,
when there's life, there's hope.
Exactly, things like that. So if you don't have life, if you're gonna kill yourself over this or stress over that or injure, you know, all
you
that
won't
stuff,
even be alive
you won't be alive to do that. So basically, for me, I know when to live to fight another day, like, or choose to live to fight another day, and also say the same thing to my team. And as time goes on, I also know how to, I mean, you know, even in the war, I know how to raise the white flag of peace and say, okay,
How do you mean?
I mean, like,
in the context of a business.
Business, yeah. So I was going to explain that. So I say, you know, like in the war, it's like we raise the white flag and we say, okay, we've given up, right? So in the context of the business, I'll say, after fighting and fighting and fighting, giving all our best, doing all our tactics and everything we've trained for and lived for and all that, even come back to, you know, like let's say little battles, and then we come back again to fight another day, all those things being done. And I realize I make strong business decisions, you know, and I see that it doesn't look like we're going to win this war or a battle in the sense of a business. It doesn't look, I've tried for 8 years, I've tried for 5 years, but there are just these things that are not working in the favor of the business one way or the other. It could be anything, to be honest. So I know how to just say, okay, it's time for this business to, you know, take a break, wrap up, go re-strategize, or end it, come back in a different way, and it's time to let go. It's time to come up with another idea. It's time to come back again. It's time to counter our losses, and then just, you know, learn from the mistakes that we have made, regroup, replan. Again, as you said, I keep coming back. And then I will be back. So yeah.
I love that. I love that last point, the analogy you gave about the war front and the flag. Beautiful, like I was picturing it as you were saying it, you know, and it looked so beautiful. But it's so true. It is so true. Looking at it like that, actually.
Yeah, because there was a time I was talking to somebody and they said to me, when I said to them that, oh, you know, with one of my businesses, I had it for 8 years, and I realized that, okay, you know, society changes, so many things, you know, there are several factors that play, you know, reasons to why you want to give up a business that you've worked at so hard
and run
stuff
successfully.
Like that. Successfully, of course, and has a name, won several awards and stuff like that. But there are different things. You know, there are times where, oh, it was the newspapers. Now it's all over social media. Now, so you can imagine different hits come, you know, onto different businesses. So there was a guy I was talking to, and he said, oh, you know, I remember your business. You guys were doing so well. How, you know, did you make that strong business decision? I was like, oh, and you know, because I did it so nicely that I'd even put up a banner outside. I wrote a love letter, so to speak, to my clients. I put it out there and said, you know, hey, I wish you guys the best in your quest for beauty and stuff like that, you know. And then I give them a big fat kiss at the end of the letter, and they were like, you know, how were you at peace with that? I was like, I had to get to that point. It was a business decision. It hurt me, of course, but then it was better to counter our losses. It was better to actually, you know, pull back than to continue to give to something that isn't giving you what you wanted to give back to you or even to the society. So they were like, you know, wow, that's amazing. Some people know how to start, but they don't know how to stop. But I know how to start, and I know when and how to stop.
That's amazing.
I feel that way.
Wow.
So yeah, so these are the things you will find in my soul.
Wow, that is amazing. I love that. That is deep. That is deep. Basically recognizing the seasons, being sensitive to know when to cut your losses or when to take a step. I mean, I love that. It takes...
It's a war. We're going to a war. We're living to fight another day. Are we throwing the white flag? Are we giving it all our, you know,
I told you she had plenty experience, plenty wisdom.
So
amazing. I love that.
Thank you very much.
You know, now moving on to my next question for you. You're a very big advocate for wellness, and particularly with the launch of your most recent new project, baby business, Vintage by Naomi Luxury Spa in Lagos, Nigeria. That's where we are right now. You should check it out. It's incredible. I mean, luxury, wellness. I mean, it's amazing. It really is breathtaking. Like, I remember the first time I stepped into this place, I was like, really, you know? And it's not just the place or the ambience, it's also the service that you get as well. The creativity. I looked through your the menu of your services, and I saw, I mean, the creativity.
People call it a Bible.
Well thought out, like every single service, like the names, you know, all the details, you know, the vintage story to it as well. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. And
thank you.
I wanted to just say well done, and particularly on wellness though. Why wellness?
Why not? Is what I say. Why not? You know, everybody wants to be well, right? But I think some people do not understand the meaning of well, or being well, or wellness, right? But to me, I would say what it means to me and why I have decided to introduce what that means to me to people out there, to the world.
Yeah.
For me, wellness is being healthy and being at peace in totality with your well-being. Completely being at peace, being healthy 100%, but also being at peace with your well-being. And I mean your mind, I mean mentally, I mean psychologically, I mean physically, I mean emotionally. Being well. You know, your emotional state of mind has to be well. Your physical state of being, has to be well. Psychologically, mentally, you have to be well. So that is in totality what I mean when I say, you know, being healthy and being at peace in totality with your whole being. So a lot of people know how to work, and not know how to take care of themselves. They know how to go to the hospitals and think that, you know, that's just where wellness actually stops. You know, but no, it doesn't stop there, because I've always been an advocate, and I say to people that there are some things that are wrong with you that you need a spa for, not the hospital. Actually, you know, you need a massage. You need to be in a serene environment. You need to be in paradise. I will explain paradise. Paradise, we merge it. That's one of our words that we use. We call our place at Vintage right now, be here, paradise. You need to go away from the stress, the hustle and bustle of life, because that also in itself is being well. It's a practice, it's a lifestyle that I want people, you know, how people do yoga, how people meditate. Those are wellness, you know, examples, being able to get to that peaceful state of mind with yourself, and that also affects and helps your whole being. So for me, here I decided to have various types of massages. Being vintage also, we decided to go ancient vintage with it. Traditional spa rituals, traditional massage rituals that way back when used to help, you know. So for instance, we have the Indian one that is the Ayurveda massage, which is the study or the longevity of life, the science of longevity of life. So that is also wellness. That is a major part of it, because they totally believe in organic, you know, using organic oils or herbs and organic spices to massage the body, to actually aid you know, healthy lifestyle, healthy, how would I call it? Just, you know, your whole body to be 100% healthy. Also, apart from that, you know, just, how would I say this? Like, coming to, you know, like I said, you know, getting away from the hustle and bustle, you know, coming into a place where it's serene, it's quiet, you can hear yourself think, you are, you know, distressing from everything that is around you. It could even be your house, you know, it could be that you've been playing mommy too much, or you've been playing daddy too much, and you know, you just want to have time out, for yourself, and then you want a place where it caters to those needs that you can't even really explain, that you're not even sure, but just having a warm smile, having somebody need your body, that is massage you and give you the actual healing that your body deserves, that you yourself didn't know that you needed. And I want you to walk out of here feeling at peace, you know, with your mind, feeling at peace because your body feels lighter. A lot of people say to me when they're done with massages that they feel like their newborn baby, or yes, they say they feel rejuvenated, they feel alive, they feel refreshed, they feel like their pores can breathe, something like that. You know, they're just different. As people give me hugs and they just go, oh, thank you so much, I really needed this, I wasn't so sure how badly I needed it until I, finished with the whole process. So that is wellness. I want you to actually be well 100% and be at peace. I'm gonna say one thing real quickly. Healthy. When I say that healthy, you can be healthy and not be 100% healthy. We all have, what I mean by that is we all have various things that we are dealing with in our lives, right?
Yeah.
There are so many, illnesses and other types of stuff that people manage. They take medications for, but they are still okay. You look at them and you can't tell. So I wouldn't say wellness is being absolutely 100% healthy, because you may not be 100% healthy in medical terms, but you are healthy but you are at peace with how healthy you are, because you are taking steps to make yourself better, to be at peace with your whole being. So so basically that's what it means to me, and that's what I have tried to put into this new business that I have, the spa, and people actually have been getting that feeling, and I've been really so excited and happy and just glad that I'm able to express that meaning to them. Yes.
Wow, wellness, that is wonderful. Soul Snacks is all about wellness too. So we say we want to deepen and nourish the prosperity of our souls. We want to deepen and nourish the prosperity of our souls. To the next question, we're almost done. Have you ever been burnt out before? I'm sure you have. Being a businesswoman in Africa, Lagos, Nigeria to be precise, for nearly 2 decades.
Need to add more. I need to drink more tea to answer this question, because burnt out.
Have you ever been burnt out? And can you just share maybe the most recent experience, perhaps, or the most fascinating one? Because it could have happened to you a few times, right? You could have been burnt out a few times, possibly. Yes. So can you please share as much detail as you want to with us, and how you came out of that burnt out feeling or season or state? Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, have I ever been burnt out? Severally, actually. Running a business in Nigeria is not for the faint-hearted at all, at all. And the scale in which you run the business is also something that's that speaks, in the sense that if you're just running a little at home or something like that, it's different from somebody that has 5 staff, or somebody that has 10 staff, or somebody that has 20 or something like that. You have to deal with several other expenses and maintenance of the business. But running a business in Nigeria is not for the faint-hearted. It is tough, especially with the economy that we have right now. It is even tougher, and you people know what I mean. You do dollar, pounds. We don't want to talk, but
the exchange rate,
we don't want to talk, but we also have the people factor. You cannot do everything yourself, no matter what. You cannot do it yourself. You have to have a team. You have to have people that will also help you to carry these things out. And this is also one of the problems that we face, also that can lead us to being burnt out, or which has also happened to me before, especially my kind of business. It's a people business. I have to have staff for this section and that section and that section, so people don't usually sometimes see your own dreams and your passion, even if after you explain it to them. They're focused on theirs. They're focused on their own dreams. They're focused on their own ways of what they can get for themselves, and they don't feel your pain or your passion. They just want to collect their salaries. But I'll give you an example. There are several examples that have moved me to the bones, that whether it's from my staff or just from the economy, or from things that were beyond my control or stuff, but I'll give you one example. There was one of my businesses I had a fast food restaurant. You know, I was so excited. I was so happy. I put in all, and I mean all, everything. I put it in. I got everybody and every form of staff they said I should get. I mean, I think I did everything right. But wow, that one actually schooled me. I mean, it really, it was tough because I was dealing with a bunch of our, you know, new staff. I wouldn't say it was a new territory because I've, you know, kind of had that before, experience in, you know, operating a fast food, but this was me now venturing out on my own to have it, to, you know, make it open to the public, and I was running it by myself. But the staff, I had some really great staff, but to be honest, I had some that didn't actually really see my vision, or they were in it for themselves. So food business is actually a very difficult one. I am still in it, but burnt out to the point that I made a very sharp, strong business decision one night, and I closed the business down.
Oh, wow.
I still had a full year in payment for the rent of the place. Yes, I still did. I had, I think, about 13 staff members, and I told them, don't bother coming to work tomorrow. We are no longer doing this anymore. It was quite interesting because all my efforts were just frustrated. They would fight every day. It got to points where I couldn't sleep. If I get a text message, I don't even know who the text message is from, trust me. But if I hear a beep or whatever my, you know, tone was, my heart would just go, oh, what do they want again? What is wrong? It could be 4 a.m., it could be 2 a.m. Because this is constant 24 hours. We will have to open up at 8 and close at 10. They have to start cooking as early as 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, all the way. Everybody had to be on point. There were like shifts being taken, so different people coming in, coming out. So while you're trying to watch them not stealing the food, you're also trying to watch them not stealing the money. But they always come with different ways. So they would come with ways with, you know, sending their friends to come in, and then they take your money out, or they're going to take toilet breaks. You also have to count their toilet breaks, so you check them when they come in, when they come out. It was just a whole lot. And if the cooks are not fighting because they're trying to sabotage each other, then they are spoiling the food because while they're fighting, they're not cooking well. And then the customers are complaining and your money is being, you know, thrown down the drain.
My goodness.
And then you had like a coup almost even happening because your auditors, I mean, my auditors actually, the ones that I, you know, employed, were actually planning a coup. It was ridiculous. Yes. There was, you know, like the storekeeper and the, you know, what do you call that girl? The recorder. They would have a different thing on their own chart, and the auditor will have something else on his own chart. And while it was time to compare the two, you would see a lot of red marks. You would see a lot of, oh, this one didn't do the job well. No, you didn't do the job well. No, you were trying to toast me or date me, or it was just hectic. You were not trying to focus on business. Instead of that, you were, you know, mediating between cooks and, you know, just the staff. And then that obviously is not a healthy work environment. It definitely affected the business big time. It was a new business. We even still needed to be, you know, in one united front so that we could actually reach the client and make sure that we bring in our business and perform at our best. But it wasn't happening. I tried everything possible, but I spoke to them. I, you know, invested more money. I got new managers. I was just shocked and surprised at people in general. It was a tough one for me that I'd rather go down, just, you know, not, you know, continuing something like that and not let the name or the brand continue to be, you know, rubbed in the mud, or say, oh, we went in there today and this was not done, or this was uncooked, or this wasn't, or they didn't attend to me properly, or whatever it was, you know. I can't do everything myself. Even if I was there from 2 a.m. till 10 p.m. Things were going down in front of me, behind me. It was a disaster.
So wait, you told them, so when you told them that you are no longer running.
Yes. They were all shocked.
What happened after that?
After
Did you
that,
like?
I fell into almost like a depressive state. It was difficult. It was difficult. I had to sell off.
Can imagine. Wow.
Yes, I had to sell off a lot of the equipment that we bought. I had to find a way for them to get my money back of the 1 year rent that was still pending, that we hadn't even begun to start to use. And I just fell into, it was like I had big dreams and hopes for that business. I expected it to thrive and do well, and I felt that I did everything right. But
that's a difficult one.
Yeah,
as well.
The people, it was, and you can't change people, you can't make or force people to see your dreams or to act right or to be good. So it was really challenging for me. I fell into a depressive, just situation at that point that, honestly, it was God and family and of course my persistence that brought me back out. I didn't totally cancel the food business, so I decided to just stick to corporate catering than to have a physical store that people can come into and be like a fast food restaurant. So with that, I could control. That I had times, I had the number of people who were cooking for, I had the right price that they were paying per head. I had what we were going to buy. I was able to monitor all these things, and it was easier. I could get contract staff. I could get permanent staff. It was just easier. We had our seasons.
So you went back on the drawing board and just decided, okay, this is not working. Back to what you spoke about earlier about knowing when to step back to say, okay, you know what? I've tried everything I know to do in this area.
Exactly.
I'm not going to give up on the entire business because it's a passion of mine.
We live to fight another day.
Exactly,
so
but how can I?
Let them not get to me. Let's close this place down, because if I keep pumping in money, if I keep trying to make them better, I've seen that I've done it for almost a year or even up to a year, and it wasn't giving me the result that I needed. So it was time for me to take steps back, not a step. Loads of steps back, and I needed to get them out so I could think clearly.
So you focusing now more on you, that situation. So you talked about being in a depressive state. How were you able to come out? How did you overcome to the point where you are now able to re-strategize and then think, because I'm sure it wasn't the next day that you just said, okay, I won't do this anymore.
It was months actually, because even getting into the next stage and also pumping yourself up to start going to get the deals, because you had to go into these places to get the deals to actually, that's what corporate catering is. You're catering to companies where you have to actually convince them that your food is good, and you do tests and stuff like that. But before I could get out, trust me, it was hard, because I had to deal with the fact that I spent a lot of money and I had a lot of hopes, built into that business, and it was almost like it went down the drain, and felt like I was a failure. It was like, what is going on? What didn't I do right? Am I cursed? How? But like I said to you, I spent time with my family. I couldn't do it alone. I'm not gonna lie to you. I spent time with my family because I was doubting myself a lot. I was thinking it was my problem. It was my fault. I should have recognized this, or I could have been better. Look at all these other people are doing it. How are they doing it? Why did my own fold up? Or why am I not able to do, what they're doing so that I could continue to thrive? But I was able to, I think over time, I was able to talk to myself. I was able to go back to know who I really am and who I really was, to know that my core values were right. I never did deviate from them. I did everything. Like, I had to keep going back to say, check, Shalaba, you did this. Yes, you were right. Then you give benefit of a doubt. Then you pushed, then you gave the money. There was nothing that you didn't do right. This wasn't your fault. I had to talk to myself.
Self-compassion.
Yes, I had to. Of course, you have to get to that point yourself, because you will hear your friends and your family tell you, it's okay, it wasn't your fault, it's okay, don't worry. But this is your problem, really. It's your money, it's your name, it's your baby, it's your dream,
it's your
that just
life.
left your life, that just went that way. But you made that decision also. I made
Yeah.
the decision to stop it. So you have to stand and stick to your decision and then be able to get yourself. So as people always say, it's not how you fall, it's how you stand. So yes,
that.
we fell, or I fell, but it was a matter of how I stood up.
I love that.
And when I did stand up,
Yeah.
I was standing on solid ground.
Amazing.
It might not have been immediately, it might not have been a week, because it wasn't. It wasn't, it took a lot. It took a lot.
Oh,
it took
I love
a lot.
that.
And because you had to build back up. You had to build back up. Like, okay, how do I get this money? How do I get the contact? How do I, you went back to the drawing board. But
Yeah.
before I could get there, I had to actually do a lot of self-talk, pep talk to myself, to my mind, to be at peace with what happened, to be able to not blame myself. And even where I had blames, to know that I would not, follow that route or that route again. Yeah, so
wow.
That's one experience I'd like to share with
I
you
love
guys.
that. Amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. So to our last question,
already?
to make it a little bit lighter, what does Shola do for fun? Because having fun is part of looking after your mind, your emotions, your soul.
Yes,
so we'd like to know what you do for fun.
Yes, well, Shola actually loves to dance.
Okay.
Yes.
What kind of dance?
Oh, well, I do a little bit of everything, but I'm not like a professional dancer or anything like that. But I dance salsa.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I found salsa like over 12 years ago and stuff like that. And it's liberating. It's actually amazing.
I have a friend who does salsa too, actually.
I laugh a lot. Laughter is good for the soul.
Yes.
I laugh a lot while dancing salsa, especially when I was learning it. Because some people, it's funny because I used to see others get upset or get really agitated if they don't get a step or a style. But for me, I just thought it was fun. If I step on somebody's toes, I'll be like, I'm so sorry. Oh, did I get it right? Was I to twist this way? It was until I got it right, until I am a great salsa dancer. I love it. I love to take walks. Okay. I love nature. So I wouldn't say I love to take walks in the sense that I walk generally on the streets every morning or every night. No, nature. So I love to take walks. Yes, nature walks. I love to take walks along the beach coast or the beach line. I love to go visit waterfalls, places that have waterfalls, and just sit under the waterfall or just sit and look at the beauty, the work of God and the beauty that is, so basically that, and spending quality time.
Quality time with yourself or with people? Or?
Well,
okay.
You know what? I just, like I said, what is it?
Introverted, extrovert.
Exactly. So quality time with myself, trust me, I do. I do love to do that. It just refreshes me. It makes me feel good. It makes me think back. It makes me plan. It just makes me be whole. And then definitely quality time with friends and family. I don't have too many close friends, but the ones that I have are always in my corner, and I do spend quality time. So quality time from just talking on the phone, from just going to just talking on the phone 2 hours, that's no quality time. Having drinks, going to watch a movie, visiting each other, having laughs, remembering old days, and acting out and being able to do my razness. Building memories, taking pictures and stuff like that. Spending just quality time with family, my nieces, my nephews, my sister, my brother, my mom. Trust me, I'm a daddy's girl. My dad, So yeah, that's pretty much Shola for fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's Shola for fun.
Thank you. It's been wonderful having you. Thank you so much for coming on Soul Snacks.
Yes.
We've loved being here.
Soul Snacks.
Thank you so much for being with us, for watching till the very end.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Shola. It was awesome.
I love this. Thank you, sis.
Love you.
Mwah.
So proud of you.
Thank you. I am proud of you too.
Thank you. Wholesome snacks for the soul. Now you know that was share worthy. So why don't you share
Like, comment, and subscribe to Oasis with BDO for more episodes of Soul Snacks.